Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii and here are the GTA cars I wish I owned in real life. Of course they're based off real life models and usually they're actually hybrids of multiple vehicles all combined into one, but there's a lot of fictional ones that are very realistic, but I'd still like to own them in real life. First one being the Toros, or in real life the Lamborghini Urus. This is a beautiful SUV, pretty much my dream car, and a good amount of YouTubers actually own this one, like for example Ethan Bazinga from the Sidemen or I Show Speed. Jelly if we're actually talking about a GTA 5 related one. I feel like it takes a Lamborghini to a whole nother level, because previously Lamborghinis were just low to the ground hypercars, but I feel like the fact that you can have this as an SUV just makes it way more comfortable to drive, which is exactly what I'm looking for. My issue with owning a hypercar is one, it's way too low to the ground, and two, it's typically not a very comfortable car. It's not as spacious at all. Naturally they don't have a lot of space, it's only two-seaters as well, but the fact that you can look good at driving a beautiful Lamborghini style car, but it's actually not a low to the ground hypercar is amazing. Way more space, more comfortable to drive, but you still have that amazing engine sound and that amazing look, and obviously it could still go extremely fast. I mean, it's still a Lambo. Luckily the Urus actually has some really good handling, unlike the Toros in GTA Online, which becomes almost uncontrollable once going at high speeds. The Inus Jubilee, based off the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This is one of the most luxurious cars in real life. Like the Urus, it takes a Rolls-Royce to a whole nother level, I feel like. I've seen a couple of these driving around only in high-end places, and they look so freaking nice. Much nicer than in GTA, but I feel like that's every car. If you see a real-life version of a car in GTA, it's probably gonna look nicer. Just because at the end of the day, this is a video game that was created in 2013, over 10 years ago. That does not stop me from fantasizing over this thing, driving it around in GTA. Rolls-Royce actually released a new model of the Cullinan, so basically a new version of it, and there's some minor changes, but they're definitely noticeable, especially with the headlight on the front of it, and I just feel like this is a perfect opportunity for Rockstar Games to make a Jubilee 2 in GTA Online, just a better version. We already have a good example of Rockstar doing this, like with the Cyclone and then the Cyclone 2, or for example the Itali GTO and then the Itali GTO Stinger TT, just 2.0 versions of those cars, and I really hope they do it with the Jubilee, because that's probably the #1 car I want to see be added in the next GTA Online DLC. That's the definition of luxury right there. If I manage to actually have enough money to buy some awesome cars, I'd be cool with just getting the Lamborghini Urus, but if I get stupid rich, then maybe I'd go for a crazy Rolls-Royce like this one. It's pretty far-fetched, but this video is all about dreaming and fantasizing, honestly. I tried my best not to bombard this whole list with a bunch of supercars, because I feel like it's really easy to just say, I want the Zentorno, I want the Adder, I want the Thrax. But I just decided to choose one supercar from GTA that I'd like to have in real life, and that is the Turismo Omaggio, a relatively new supercar based off several different Ferraris, the Ferrari F8, the Ferrari 488, and the Ferrari 458. I love the look of Ferraris, and a modern looking one like this one is absolutely beautiful. Sure, I'm kind of contradicting myself saying I want this supercar after I basically just said they're not very comfortable to drive, but you gotta have one supercar if you want to have a big collection. A quad bike would also be pretty cool to have, so anything like the Verus or maybe any one of the Blazers, especially the Street Blazer is a very fast one in GTA Online. If you're looking for a trusted provider of GTA Cash, RP, and modded accounts, visit Damos down below in the description. They offer these on all platforms and are trusted by many with a lot of great reviews on Trustpilot, and make sure to use code Hakiii at checkout for an extra discount on every order of yours. That would be a pretty fun vehicle to mess around with, going around the streets or maybe even off-roading with it. I'm going for a variety of different cars here, so a quad bike would be a cool addition to the collection. Definitely a Florida vibe-esque type of thing to get, so it would be fitting to go and get one after GTA 6 comes out. The engine sound of an ATV is pretty loud, which I like, and the fact they're pretty small vehicles that you could just go and take out anytime you want, it's not really a hassle like taking a giant truck or something like that. Next up would be the Mercedes G-Wagon, which in-game is the Benefactor Dubsta. Now if you ask me, Rockstar did the Dubsta dirty because it is so nice in real life. The Mercedes G-Wagon is probably one of the cooler luxury vehicles out there that you can buy, but this car came with the release of the game and it never got any extra customization, so the customization is super dull. It doesn't have any cool upgrades that make it look like a proper luxury car, and so it just looks like a boring street car that's not actually at the level of the real life version. And so I really hope they add some good customization to it, or just make a second version like we said with the Jubilee and like they did with the Cyclone, where they just add a 2.0 version that's just a better and more modern version. The Dubsta is just one of the biggest letdown vehicles in this game, considering the real life version is amazing. Another car I'd love to own in real life is kind of an unrealistic one, just because I highly doubt this car has the same capabilities as it does in GTA Online, and that's the Toreador. Maybe there's some vehicle out there that could both go on land and just turn into a whole submarine and go underwater. I just feel like that's the coolest thing, that it's amphibious and it could go on water, actually underwater technically, but then it could go from a sea vehicle and turn back into a land vehicle. Minus of course having a rocket boost, because I feel like having a rocket boost in real life is a huge hazard. That is a recipe for disaster. And of course the lock-on and lock-off missiles, I don't really need that in real life. I don't think there's anything I need to blow up. I figured I'd put a nice mix of both realistic cars that you can actually own in real life and probably like special ability, more fictional cars like the Toreador. There's a lot of special ability vehicles in GTA that would be pretty interesting to own in real life, but I didn't want to make this list 100% fictional. I mean, for example, the Oppressor Mark 1 would also be a really cool one. I mean, a gliding vehicle with a giant rocket boost on the back that's also weaponized. Going back into some more realistic cars, we have the modern day Jeep that's also a relatively new car added to GTA Online. That's the Terminus. That one is another vehicle that's sort of like a 2.0 version of an existing vehicle we already had in the game. It's pretty much a bigger, better, and more modern looking version of the Mesa, which was just a very boring, small looking Jeep we've had in the game for so many years, I believe since the very start. And before the Terminus got added, I did make a video on my ultimate wish list for cars to be added into the game, and a Jeep 2.0 was one of them. Not to say they added it because of me, but I'm just very happy because again, it's a 2.0 version of an existing car, and I think they should do that with a lot of vehicles. It's good to have both brand new vehicles and then 2.0 version of existing ones. I did manage to drive a Jeep in real life, and it's not the most comfortable thing. It's a very, very large car. Therefore, naturally, it feels like you have less control over it, but I think the looks of the car are super cool, especially the one in GTA. It's so similar to the real life version, and in my opinion, it's the coolest looking off-road car we have in GTA Online. Another car is the Omnis EGT, which is a really nice looking modern Audi. Now, the EGT is actually an electric car in GTA Online, but personally, I'm not the biggest fan of electric cars just because I actually like hearing the engine sound. Audis are some of the coolest looking cars out there in my opinion. The real life version of this thing isn't the most luxurious thing. It doesn't look like the craziest hypercar of all time, but it's got a solid sporty look to it, which I like. Based off the Audi e-tron 2020, I think the silver look it's got is amazing. I definitely want it to have the same paint job as I have in game as you're seeing here. Either a silver or like a metallic looking gray is probably very clean and simple for this. What cars from GTA Online would you love to own in real life? Let me know down below in the comments. Give me your longest list of different cars you'd like to have. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to the channel so you don't miss any more awesome videos like these. Click the video on screen now for the best free cars you can save off the street in GTA Online. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.